Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be doing the Capricorn energy reading. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. Especially since this is a general reading. All right, we're going to look at what you may be struggling with. And okay, we just have them pop on out. We have the Four of Wands, so it could be a partnership. Could have to do feeling happy about something, because it can also represent celebrations. We have the Hierophant, so it could have to do with a Taurus. It also could be about your belief in something. And then we have the Devil card, which is the Capricorn card. All right, I feel like maybe you're feeling stuck in a relationship. We have the Hierophant and the Devil. So I feel like those are definitely two opposites there. We have advice from the tarot is the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Ten of Cups. Wow. Energy coming in, we have the Lovers, which is Gemini. We have the King of Wands, and we have the Judgment. Overall energy, I feel like these two cards. We have the Nine of Cups and we have the Death card. So you have a lot of major cards here. So we have the Death card, which is Scorpio. We have Judgment. We have the Lovers, which is Gemini. We have the Devil, which is Capricorn, and we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So that could represent a lot of people that are around you. And it also can represent that it's a strong message for someone. It's time to put how you feel about something to an end. Like, I feel like maybe you're caught up in your feelings and your emotions, and I feel like that's kind of affecting the outcome here. That's kind of affecting you with the overall energy with the Death card and the Knight of Cups. I feel that, so it could be this partnership, right? Because the Four of Wands with the partnership with the Hierophant and the Devil, that this partnership just isn't working. That's kind of what I was feeling. Sometimes it just takes me a minute, and sometimes I wish I could just pause the video and just kind of look at it and just feel the energy. Sometimes I can get the messages right away, but sometimes I feel like it's more than, definitely when you turn the video camera on, it's like, okay, everybody wants to, I feel this need to speak as quickly as possible. I don't know why. That could be something from my past. But I feel that, and I know that for me, if I'm watching someone, I kind of get impatient if they're taking a while. So I feel like I don't want to be that person. But here I am babbling on, right? So I feel that it could have to do with a partnership that is good and bad, that is difficult, that has a lot of ups and downs, that is maybe like this roller coaster, that 1 minute everything's great, and you're feeling everything's good and it's gonna last, and there's this connection, and then the next minute it's crazy and you're feeling, I feel freedom, and then I feel like chained and stuck, so it could just be this partnership, that you're in this partnership that is very toxic. When the good is good, it's really good, and when the bad is bad, it's really bad. And I feel that it's this confusion, and I like to go with the energy that I'm feeling when the cards come out, and I feel stuck. I feel this sense of hesitancy. I feel like this sense of confusion, and I feel like that may be going on. What's going on with you is, do you continue with this partnership? And it seems like it's quite a roller coaster. with the overall energy with the Death card, I almost feel like it's time to, it's like time to let go of something, because I feel that it's holding you back. When you stay in relationships or situations that, if they're toxic, and we think that when it's good, it's like, okay, everything's going to be better, and then we're moving forward, and then things turn around and they're bad, and you feel like it's 10 steps backwards. And it just gets so exhausting being in those relationships. I've definitely had my share of those. And it's like you keep believing in that person, and you keep believing that they're going to get better, and you keep believing, and they'll tell you what it is that you want to hear, but their actions are showing you something different. And then when you go to speak up and say, well, hey, I thought you said that you were going to do this, or you were going to do that, or you were going to be more understanding, or you were going to help me out, and then they snap at you, and then they try to gaslight you and make it be your fault. And it's like, that's just exhausting. So I feel that the advice from the tarot is the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups, right? It's stand up for yourself and do what brings the best for you, right? That sometimes you break the cycle. That's what I feel like it is. Break the cycle and do what gives you a sense of stability in your life, and a sense of calmness, and a sense of happiness. Sometimes we have to be the bigger person, and we have to be the one to break this cycle, that we have to be the ones to stop this, put this to an end, right? Whatever, this back and forth that's going on here, that we have to step up to the plate and say, enough is enough, I've had enough, that's it, it's over, it's done, I'm moving on, right? You do you, I'm doing me. And I've had to do that, you know, a couple of times. I've had a couple people in my life that, and it was my fault, because I kept opening the door, and they kept telling me that they were going to change, and they were going to be different, and they were going to make an effort, and I believed, and then it was the same old stuff. So I had to be the bigger person in both instances, and just say, you know what, I'm shutting that door, and that's the end of it. And when I did that, I felt this sense of freedom. I was like, oh, thank goodness. A sense of sadness, because it was almost like it was a routine, because each of those relationships were years long. I would say at least 5 years long. And it was this 5 years of this back and forth, and, you know, this craziness. And I just kept putting myself in that. And, but when you close the door, you feel this sense of happiness and relief, but then you also feel this sense of sadness, because it kind of became a routine. The crazy became a routine. And it's not really anything to laugh about, but it was like, yeah, the crazy became the routine. And that's what you got used to, because that's the way it always was, right? And then that's why you get away from it, and it's like, oh no, I want to go back to the crazy. So I kind of feel like that's what's going on here, is this back and forth with this partnership. And I feel like the advice from the tarot is to find stability within yourself and stand up for yourself, right? Rise to the occasion, and set those boundaries, and set those, boundaries that you need to set for yourself. The energy that wants to come in is we have the Lovers, and we have the King of Wands, and we have the Judgment. And I feel like it's finally hearing the message that's trying to come through to you, and to look over this relationship and see what it was. And sometimes when we're in a relationship that is toxic, we can't really see what's going on. But when we remove ourselves from that, we're able to see, wow, that really was crazy. I can't even believe that I put up with that. I can't, obviously now looking back on those relationships, I'm just like, I can't even believe that I let that happen. But when you're in the moment, you don't really realize it, and you're just stuck in this situation. But when you're able to remove yourself, it's looking back over and learning from the situation, so that you don't repeat it again, so that you don't get yourself in that situation again. And hearing that message that is trying to come through for you is that you have the power enough to love yourself, to choose the best for you, and to end what needs to be ended, and to move forward. And in the next relationship, look at things differently and handle those things differently, and do what brings you in that 10 of Pentacles and that 10 of Cups. I do feel that after this, that you definitely need time to process what's gone on here, and to work through things. And I would say the best thing is to not get into another relationship, especially with this Lovers coming here. You may think that it's okay, going to start a new relationship. It could just be, I feel like it's loving yourself enough to know to make the best choices and decisions for you. But I also feel that maybe it's this future relationship that's coming in for you is something that is going to be different from this relationship over here, because you've learned from your past, right? So this may be a completely different relationship than you're used to, because it's not going to repeat the pattern, right? That you're breaking the cycle and you're not repeating the pattern. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself, is to not repeat the pattern if it's a negative pattern. And I feel like with the Death card being the overall energy, it's definitely a negative pattern. And for some reason, this card is standing out the most to me with the advice from the tarot, is finding stability within yourself, right? Finding that stable relationship or that stability within yourself, bringing things down. Because I feel like this is kind of crazy over here. Definitely ups and downs. We have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries, right? That's what I was saying earlier. I love it. Set healthy boundaries, and that's what we need to do. Sometimes we have to set those. It can be really hard to set those healthy boundaries, but we have to do it for ourselves. We have to do it for the love of ourselves, and to say, I don't want to keep going through. That's what happened to me. It's like, I'm so tired of this. I wasted too much time doing this. And we have vision, contemplating the future. What does your future look like, right? What does your future look like when you are able to set those healthy boundaries and to be able to focus on what brings you stability and happiness for yourself, right? Focus on those things that make you, when you're not in the crazy, you're able to spend more time doing things that you enjoy and focus on your own goals. Let's grab a Whispers of Healing. All right, we had 2. We have Get Clear, so I love that, because I feel like you need to get clear within yourself, and you need to figure out what it is that you want to do, and you need to think about that, and you need to process that. Again, I kind of feel like these two are the same, this vision, contemplating the future, and getting clear. I feel like those two have the same energy with them, is to take that time, right, and get clear of what do you want your future to look like? What do you want it to be? It doesn't mean that that's going to happen, but you know, it's working towards that. Or you can say, I want to be in relationships that I feel a sense of security in, and safety in, and calmness in. You know, that can happen, because you can choose that. And you can choose that if it starts to get crazy again, that you're like, okay, yeah, I'm shutting that door, I'm not going through that again. So you, and in that extent, that you can control that. And then we have Unexpected. I feel like that kind of goes with the Lovers card. So what I was talking about earlier, where I was saying that it's going to be different relationships for you coming in, because I feel like you're going to learn a lot from this, and I feel like you're ready to change those, and that it's going to be unexpected surprises. And I feel like it's a sense of calmness, and you're like, wow, this is what I was missing, right? This is what I was looking for, but I had to go through this in order to realize that this is what I wanted, this sense of calmness. And it could be friendships, right? Sometimes we get in those crazy friendships, and it could be with family members, right? Family members are still humans, and we still have, we can have crazy relationships with family members. And sometimes we have to set those healthy boundaries, and then, refocus on other relationships that bring us the sense of grounding energy and happiness to us. But we have to choose that for ourselves, right? That we have to step up to the plate. With that 6 of Wands there, sometimes it's tough to make those choices and decisions, but we have to do that in the near future. So making some choices and decisions for yourself in the near future and bringing in those changes. I also feel like one more, we have Reconsider. Reconsider your actions and your choices. I feel like for some reason, I feel like it's if you're opening up that door to this relationship, this situation again, I feel like that goes with the reconsider. And it's, do I really want to get on that ride again? that's what I feel like the reconsider is, because I feel like maybe there's part of you that wants to, you know, that you're ready to open this door again, and maybe that's what you're struggling with, is do I open up that door again or not? And for some of you, that reconsider maybe, you know, really thinking about that. Do you want to open up that door? And really trying to step away from the situation and get clear on, you know, maybe it's time to set some healthy boundaries here. You know, if you open that door, maybe it's setting some healthy boundaries and giving it one more chance. And then if it falls through, then that's it, you're done. Or to set those healthy boundaries for yourself, to know that, hey, I have to keep that door closed. You have to do what is best for you, because you have to do what it is that you feel that you're going to be able to stick with, right? Sometimes we know, okay, this is the choice or the decision that I need to do, but we're not fully ready inside to make that choice or decision. So it's almost like we have to go through that cycle so many times until we finally get to the point to where it needs to be broken. And I just feel like you have to get clear within yourself what it is that you want to have. And sometimes we have to make those tough choices. All right. Let's grab a wisdom of the oracle. We have loyal heart. I feel like that is having that loyal heart to yourself and making the best choices and decisions for yourself and being true to yourself. I feel like that's what that represents. Really looking out for yourself. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations that aren't the best for us. And so we have to reconsider that, and we really have to say, is this the best choice for me? We have our energy oracle, and I felt like 2 cards wanted to come out. We have action and anxiety. All right. So I feel like the situation is giving you anxiety. I feel like you're kind of stuck in your head and you're really wondering what action to take. And maybe that's why you were searching for this video, is to really, you know, figure out what's going on here. And sometimes we just need to hear the message over and over and over again in order for it to finally get through. Or maybe there's that one message that clicks, or that makes sense, or that one, you know, sentence that it's like, oh, okay, the light bulb just went off, right? The light bulb just went off. And so I feel that may be what the energy that you're in is, having that anxiety, and you're really not sure what action you should take. And sometimes we need to take that time to think things through, right? Contemplating the future and getting clear that if you stay in this situation, right, with this that's going on here, what does your future look like? I would say that if this is the way things are now, that this is the way it's going to be in a year from now, this is the way it's going to be 5 years from now, this is how it's going to be 20 years from now, that it's not going to change. That's just my personal experience. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I would say the pattern that it's following, that if it's been going on like this for a while, that's probably what it's going to continue to be. I mean, there's always hope for people to change. Right? But you have to take it for exactly the way things are right in this moment now, and not expecting anything to change, but expecting things to stay exactly the way that they are. And is that how you want to spend your future? Is that the energy that you want to spend your future in? And thinking about that and saying, okay, so if I keep things exactly the way that they are, and I'm in this relationship exactly the way that it is in this moment, how do I feel about my future? Is there a sense of heaviness with that? And you're like, oh, well, that doesn't look too good. Or you're like, yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait. You know? And to ask yourself and say, well, if I'm not too excited about that, then I might as well change that now, rather than prolonging it out more time and wasting more time in a situation that I know that I don't want to be in. You know, it's all about how you perceive it and how you look at it, and what it is, you know, what it is that makes sense to you in order to make the decision that's right for you. Let's grab a psychic tarot card. We have solar plexus chakra, And that is the energy. It's like where your energy is, your enthusiasm. I feel like that's something that you need to work on. And then we have number 11, balance, and that is the Justice card. So we have another major card coming out for you. I feel like the major cards want to come out for you. I feel like they want their presence to be known. And I feel that it has the wands, the pentacles, the cups, and the swords here. And I feel like you need to realize that you have power over all of those, right? That those need to all be balanced, but I also feel like you have to realize that you have power over all those to take actions to change things. And the Justice card is also about making things happen for yourself, right? Not waiting for this other person so if this is the instance, not waiting for that other person to change, not waiting for that other person to step up to the plate. That other person is showing you exactly the way that they are. And you have to choose whether or not you want to continue in that relationship or you want to move on. You have the power to do that. And that person has showed you who they are. So you have to make your decision based on that. Not the what if or maybe and in the future or before they were like this, but now they're like that, right? I just feel like it's empowering yourself to make the choices and decisions that work best for you. If it works best for you to stay in this relationship, then that's amazing, right? Then you've chosen right for you. But I feel that if this is what you're struggling with, and this is what the tarot is saying to do, is to find that stability, then action needs to be taken to make those changes. But only you can, right? Setting healthy boundaries, only you can decide what the action is that you need to take. And I feel like you're stressed about it, and I feel like you're worried about it. And definitely it's not an easy thing to do. I know from experience, like I said earlier, from 2 relationships that had the up and down, and for some reason I kept putting myself in that situation because I wasn't confident. I lacked confidence in myself. But I definitely would not do that again. So I've learned from that. We have patience. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. So I feel that goes with the vision, contemplating the future, and getting clear. Getting clear, I feel like it's kind of, maybe, right now it's not about making a choice or a decision. It's about getting clear and changing your attitude and saying what's going to be the best choice for you, what's going to be the best outcome for you, and following through. And I feel like you know what that is. I feel like you know what it is, the choice and decision that you need to make. It's just following through and taking the action with it. And that's the hardest part. But if we don't change things, then they're going to stay the way that they are, most likely. And is that where you want to be? Lots for you to think about, lots for you to deal with and work through. But when we take the time to really think things through and have a clear mind in our decision, then that's something that we follow through with. And I feel like that's when you get that clarity and you're like, you know what, this is the right choice for me. And you stick to that decision, right? That even when that person may be knocking at that door, that you don't answer that door and you say, nope, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. All right, thank you so much for watching, especially if you're still hanging in there with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.